Hey everybody, it's Jason Creel and this is the Lawn Care Life. Today I'm going to show you 5 weeds that I wish would absolutely disappear off the face of the earth. These are difficult to control weeds in your lawn and I just don't like them. So let's get started talking about those weeds right now. Today's video is sponsored by my friends at GPS Track It. I'm using GPS Track It to help my business. It's a hardware and software combination. So the hardware plugs into my truck and then it tracks me when I'm out doing my route, and then I get on the software, it shows me literally where I've been that day, my idle time, my drive time, and really helps me to be more efficient. It also can help me set up a geofence so if a piece of equipment was stolen, it will track it when it goes outside of a particular area, which is quite awesome. So you check it out, link in the description below for GPS Track It. All right, 5 weeds here, and I tell you, I was just thinking about these weeds and which ones that just give me fits. And I'm gonna start off with the one, I'm walking here on my gravel drive. I'm gonna start off with the one that I'm most sick of at the current filming of this video, and that's just because it's the one I've been dealing with for the past 3-4 months. And that weed is nut sage. I'm gonna show you here in the lawn. It kind of creeps over the edge of my gravel here. This I believe is purple nut sage. Yellow nut sage grows a little bit taller, a little bit lighter color leaf, a little bit sharper point. The purple is a little darker leaf and grows more flat. So nut sage, I mean, listen, there's a lot of products that claim they'll reduce the amount of nut sage you have year over year. I just personally haven't seen any just game-changing product for nut sage. There's a lot of products that you can spray that'll suppress it, but it seems to come back. I use Pro Sage, Certainty, Solero, Vexus. I've tried lots of, you can use some Sulfitrazone products like Blindside or Dismiss NXT. I mean, they all work. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking bad about any of these products. It's just a very difficult to control weed. If you want to leave a comment, let me know what is your go-to sage product. That would be awesome, because I like to, be able to get yellow, purple nut sage and also Kalingas when I'm using a sage product, if possible. All right, I'm gonna walk the other way to find my next weed. But speaking of that, sometimes it's hard to find just the exact product or exact combination that's gonna be best for every single weed. Sometimes, it's like, well, this product's really good on these weeds, but not as good on those. And you can't mix together 10 products, just to get the best for everything. So sometimes, again, you're not gonna have the absolutely best product for every single weed. I'm working on a resource now, this is a shameless plug, where we're taking a lot of the weeds that you're dealing with in your lawn, actually starting off with the weed control products and making a cheat sheet that's gonna have the rates on there, what weeds it controls. Look at this mess in my yard right now. We had it graded out and I'm gonna have to get in here and grow some grass soon. But anyway, it's a cheat sheet and it has the products, the rates, so you're not always having to look up the label. It tells you what grass types you can use it on. So that's gonna be available soon on lawncarelife.com. There's also video courses on there, Weed Control and Fertilization Academy, Lawn Business Master Academy, Mosquito Spraying Academy, there's logo, all kind of stuff, lawncarelife.com. All right, second contestant weed I wish would disappear is this one here. You see it's matted up all over this area. This is called Virginia buttonweed. Now it puts out these little white flowers. It's a vine. I've been told that Roundup won't even kill it. Thankfully, there are some products that will suppress it. I use Blindside, I use Change Up, I've used Celsius on it, things like that. They all work and have some effect, but it's just virtually impossible to kill. Sometimes I have customers tell me they pull it up. I'm not convinced they're necessarily getting it all by the roots. I'm not convinced it won't be back the following year. I'm not convinced of anything just about in regards to Virginia buttonweed, other than if they told me that, hey, I got out there and I did something to it, but I expect it to be back next year. I said, yes, that I am convinced of. So terrible weed, looks like a nasty vine, grows real low, but really can mat up and make a large section of your yard look terrible. Next up is Dallas grass. I've got to the point now when I have a customer or a potential customer that has a bunch of Dallas grass in their yard, I don't even take them on. I had a customer that had a great yard in a great neighborhood. He recently sold his house and moved to another neighborhood, and he called me up for a quote. Good customer. And I looked at his yard and had tons of Dallas grass in it. I just had to politely tell him I wasn't interested in doing the yard because of the Dallas grass. Not that it's impossible to get rid of. It's just such a pain. So in a Bermuda lawn, you can use MSMA. But the problem is that's not legal, so we don't do that with our business. So, but without that, you have to go about it with like Celsius Uncertainty or manuscript or tribute total. There's some options out there, and just pound on it. In the fall and winter is the best time, or early in the spring. The summer can be difficult. You can even mix revolver with your Celsius, or is another option. But another thing you can do is wait till your Bermuda goes dormant, spray it with glyphosate. If I do that, if I blanket the yard, I do it at 32 ounces per acre, but I don't do that unless it's just really bad. But anyway, you can spot treat it that way, but even doing that, it can be very difficult to get rid of. So I just don't like it. It also gets huge and ugly in the yard if you do have it. And so it is on my top 5 list of weeds I wish would disappear from planet Earth. The next couple of weeds I'm just going to have to show you a picture of because I don't see any right now to show you, but I've seen them a lot. And the next one is going to be Broom Sage. Again, Broom Sage I put in the same category as Dallas grass. If I get a yard that's got a lot of Broom Sage, potential customer, I usually decline those yards. It can be an indicator of low pH. Blindside may have some effectiveness on it. I've heard Tribute Total may have some effectiveness, but it's really a tough weed. Now, the advantage of Broom Sage over Dallas grass is it's actually pretty easy to pull up, where Dallas grass is not easy to pull up. You basically need a shovel. But Broom Sage, there can be a lot of Broom Sage. My understanding is it's not actually a sage. It's definitely not a broom, but it's just one of those weeds that's just you just want to avoid. It's very difficult to control. I think, unfortunately, the MSMA, which is also great on Dallas grass, is also effective on Broom Sage, but again, not a legal product. So Broom Sage, stay away from my yards. I would encourage you, if you're in the weed control and fertilization business, to avoid yards with Broom Sage and just let somebody else deal with it. All right, showing you the last weed right now is Poa annua. Poa is not impossible weed control. I just, you know, if it wasn't for Poa, I'm using Spectacle Flow, and Spectacle Flow is a really great product. But if it wasn't for Poa, I might not have to use Spectacle in the fall, and that would save me some money. So I think that's why I put Poa on the list. Spectacle is good for other weeds, and again, I'm a big fan of Spectacle, but Poa can just really take over a yard. So I do use Spectacle. I mix it with Simazine in the fall, and I try to get rid of the weeds. I'm gonna pop up video now with my fall applications for Bermuda, Zoysia, Centipede, St. Augustine, if you want to check that out. And you can get rid of it with post-emergent. You can use Celsius, Tribute Total, Revolver, Negate, Katana. There's a lot of products out there that can help get rid of Poa, but again, it just takes over a yard sometimes, and it forces me to buy more expensive products than I really like spending money on. I'm gonna give you a few extra honorable mentions just because I'm that kind of guy, I guess. One would be doveweed. Doveweed is becoming more and more of a problem in our area. Again, I'm gonna use Spectacle, try to prevent it. In the springtime, you can hammer it with Surge or Celsius, Blindside. Those kind of products can help you with doveweed once you get it in the summer, but it usually takes multiple applications, and it's a tough weed to get rid of, and it's causing me problems. Goosegrass, only reason it might not be on my list is because we don't have it that much. But for whatever reason, I've got an area in my yard that's got a lot of goosegrass. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. I think Dismiss NXT or your quinclorac products are supposed to be pretty good on goosegrass. And the last honorable mention I'm going to go with is Kalinga. And actually, I'm not so sure now that Kalinga is not a bigger problem for me than nutsedge. This is Kalinga here. I think this might be false green Kalinga, which seems to be the most prominent in our area. The Dismiss products work good on it. It suppresses it, but it does, it likes wet areas, and it's hard to get rid of. I mean, I can spray it and make it go away for a while, like Certainty, Solero, those are also good products. But anyway, it's just a tough weed, and you talk about really being 1,000 of them in a yard. It's an annual sedge, so I'm hoping by using Spectacle next spring that it will help me with my doveweed problem and also my Kalinga problem. Not expecting perfect results. I'm still gonna have to come in with post-emergent and work on those, but hopefully that'll help me get away from it. And just on that note with the Spectacle, yeah, it's expensive, but if it will keep most of the weeds out of the yard where I don't have to deal with them from a post-emergent standpoint, then I'm willing to spend the money. And I'm not only using it in the fall, I'm gonna probably start using it about May to try to work on my doveweed and Kalinga problems. This is my Bermuda yard. I mowed it today, so you can see the little bit of brown spots where I might have cut it just a little bit too close. And it's starting to lose a little color because we're getting close to fall. But this, not bad for, I plugged it, and this grass has been grown from just a little bit of Bermuda sod that's spread like crazy with a lot of help from fertilizer. There you have it, some weeds I wish would disappear and go away and be somebody else's problem in another lifetime. But if you're in the weed control business, wanting to get into it, then you can go to lawncarelife.com. I've got a weed control and fertilization academy that's been real popular. I've got some documents available that talk about different programs, pricing, things like that. People ask me all the time for stuff. I've got it reasonably priced options at lawncarelife.com. There's also, if you're wanting to start a mowing business, you can get the Lawn Business Master Academy. There's a Mosquito Academy. There's logos, a lot of stuff. Or just subscribe to the channel. Check out the nearly 800 lawn care videos. Check them out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.